All right, welcome back to another video. Today I got just a little bit of time, not too much, because you know how my schedule is. Today's my work day, so I got to get back to work later. But for now, we got a little bit of time. I've been holding off on doing this video just because I wanted to ride the bike a little bit more, to test out and see what the difference is. And what am I talking about? I am talking about the Vcyclenut Flash to my ECU. Yes sir, finally got that done I don't know, a few weeks ago. And I've ridden around on it. Obviously I've ridden around on it for a little bit now. Went to our SmartCon ride up into Kentucky area. I already did that ride, and so I am fairly confident in what I'm feeling on the bike and the difference that I am seeing and feeling on the bike now that the Flash has been completed. But I'm gonna gas up here and we'll get back to you in here in just a sec. But if you guys are wondering why I'm riding around in this tank bag, I just find it more useful than riding around with my book bag, just because my book bag is a pain on my back. So I have opted to get the tank bag since I used it for our SmartCon trip, our Kentucky ride, because I needed more space anyways for the Kentucky bag. God dog it, that is just stupid. Ugh, did you see that? Dude, seriously. Oh man, of course I don't have any towels here to wipe it with. That's just dumb. I guess I'll have to do it with this. That's stupid. I don't want to, but I kind of have to. Alright, just make sure I don't use that one, so I'll put it in the other back pocket. Don't use that one to wipe my face with or something. Now anyways, I'm using this tank bag because, again, just easier on my back, and it doesn't really get in the way of my actual riding anyways. Even if I am aggressive in the mountains, a little bit more aggressive in the mountains, it doesn't really get in my way, so I'll be okay with that until I feel like it starts to get in my way, and then I'll just take it off. It's not that easy. I mean, it's not that hard. It's just magnets and this tether rope. I mean, that tether strap right there anyway, so it's not hard. Very easy to deal with. But let's get going because bro is running out of time. Oh my god, I'm running out of time. All right. All right, back to the subject at hand. Okay, back to the subject at hand. The Vcyclenut Flash that I did on the ECU. Obviously, as you guys know, previously I worked a lot on the bike, doing all the maintenance stuff for the bike. Again, you guys can go watch my video if you want to, when I did those the maintenance stuff, spark plugs, throttle body, air box, the air filter, etc. Right? So you guys can go check that out if you guys want to. I'll link it down in the description area for that video. But obviously with the exhaust system, then I wanted to get it flashed just to kind of clean it up, because it was very noticeably null in acceleration and in just kind of performance wise, right where the power band sits. So stock for this particular bike, and I believe it's just it could be all the Gen 3s, but I know that specifically for 2021, you know, with the Euro 5 with the Euro 5 tuning and stuff like that, they had to detune the bike in a sense to make regulations. And so yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But anyways, the way, because of they detuned it, second gear, specifically in second gear, there was a noticeable delay of power delivery from, I want to say, from like maybe 3,500, maybe even 4,000 to about like maybe 6,500, or maybe 6,500, somewhere in between there, where you can, there's a noticeable delay in regards to the power delivery. And I'm just kind of like, well, that has to be dealt with. And so again, the Vcyclenut Flash deals with that. He cleans it up. There's some other things that he does with his flash to the ECU, and then obviously it's specific to the modifications you have on the bike. So for me, the power mod, so to say, on this bike is basically, it's just a drop-in K&N filter, air filter, and the Yoshi AT2 full system exhaust. That's really kind of power-wise, that's really all I got on the bike. And so that's the information I gave to David, and he flashed it accordingly. But again, there is, I mean, there's a dude, like, this bike I've been riding around in like just mode 2, just because I'm a bit scared of it because of what has been unlocked on the bike. And so mode 2 is plenty enough for the way I ride, especially again even in the mountains when I'm a little bit more aggressive. Mode 2 is more than enough for me. Some people's skill set are better than mine, so they'll drop it into 1 and they'll turn off all the rider aids and stuff. Not me. I'm not that good of a rider yet. But in regards to just kind of street riding, mode 2 is more than enough for your average rider. And so I wouldn't say I don't recommend it, but it's your bike. If you have one like this, and you do you, and you know your skill set better than I do, but you do you. I'm just saying 2 is enough for me. But again, the power delivery is just like crazy. I'll let that car over there get some space, and I'll let you see the difference. And there's a noticeable difference. Like, all right, just a quick pull here. I'm about like 2 grand right here, about 4 grand. So this is kind of where you would notice the slack in the power band in the stock bike, but here you don't notice it here in second gear. Watch. I mean, that's just crazy immediate. I mean, compared to the stock, that junk is crazy. When you're talking, I know that when you're talking about sitting on the bike and riding in around and navigating traffic and stuff like that, right? That right there, I mean, dude, it's just ridiculous compared to the stock. It's ridiculous. it's just crazy. I love the way this bike performs now, and almost in any gear. I could crack the throttle open and it'll give me what I want. So, oh man, so yeah, this bike is ridiculously fast. Like, it's obviously, it's not going to be like, it's not going to be like your super sports and stuff like that, obviously, but this bike is sneaky fast. I consider it sneaky fast because obviously it's a naked. You don't think that it's going to be fast for its class, but I'm telling you, this bike right here, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm in fifth gear, about like 3,000 RPMs. I'm just gonna open it up. I mean, just look at that. I mean, that's sneaky. You get what I'm saying? Like, that is sneaky fast to me. And again, I'm doing all this compared to when I was riding bike around stock. And so it's a world of difference. It really is. So I absolutely would recommend that you guys, if you have similar mods to my bike and you have not yet, I'd highly recommend you sending it to David and letting him kind of, in a sense, basically what he's doing is he's just opening up the bike for you. And so it is just awesome the way the bike performs now. But some of you guys may just choose to run it stock and you'll be okay with that. I don't think that you like it's not a requirement that if you have these mods for you to flash the ECU. I believe that it'll run. Mine's ran just fine for a little while, because I had other issues. Again, my oil that I had to deal with. So I was trying to resolve that particular issue. So I went through multiple steps to try to kind of troubleshoot that particular issue. But you don't necessarily have to get the flash, but I highly recommend that you do. Now, David himself is very knowledgeable. If you go to his website, and again, I'll link his website in the description below as well. If you go to his website, he's got all of the flashes that he does, and he has all of the charts sitting on his website, so you could go and look and search specifically, I can't speak, for your bike on his website. And I would say that if he doesn't have it listed, it's likely he doesn't have flash for it, but you can always ask him. It doesn't hurt to ask, so just ask. But in regards to David and his service and his willingness to communicate and answer answer some of the questions that I had, he was very open to that. He was very accommodating in regards to conversations. Again, just in regards to like questions that I had around the flash, around this and that, and sometimes I feel like they were like kind of noob questions, but he was he was willing to answer it. So I appreciate David for his customer service and his willingness to kind of just conversate with me. And again, like, I kind of texted him sometimes in odd hours because of my work schedule, and so I appreciate him entertaining me, even though he probably like, good night, man, this guy, bro. What the heck is wrong with him texting me or messaging me around X time, this time and that time. And so again, David, if you ever come to watch this particular video, just know that I appreciate your willingness to help me out. But yeah, even casual riding, again, I did the Kentucky ride at the end of August there, and it performed perfectly. There's no issues. It was fun to ride. It was still easy to ride. It wasn't like it changed the behavior of the bike in regards to rideability, in regards to comfort, any of that, right? It's just, I mean, I didn't mess with any of the ergonomics of the bike. It was just the performance part of it. And so as far as fuel consumption goes, I did not notice a big change, honestly. Like, I think it went from like, I mean, obviously depending on how hard you ride it, but I think it went from like a 49.9 to like a 49, or like sometimes like a 48.9. And again, that's just all my throttle hand, right? It's just me twisting it as much as I want to, or not as much as I want to. So it just depends on how you ride the bike. But I would say that it has not impacted my fuel economy on this bike at all, the Flash. And so yeah, I can still, I can still get 120 something to, if I really ride it all the way to E, I might be able to get like 150 miles to the gallon, maybe, or but again, it depends on what your application of the bike is. Like, what do you use the bike mostly for? For me, again, like I told you guys before, it's like this. It's mostly like this. So yeah, I'm not burning a lot of gas, and every now and then I'm up in them. Well, I wouldn't say every now and then, but I am quite a frequenter of the mountains, as you guys can tell. But even that, I'm not burning so much gasoline, or I'm not seeing my fuel consumption change in such a drastic way, is what I'm saying. So yeah, it's great. I love the performance of the bike now. I love how responsive it is. I love the power delivery on this even more now, just because, like I said, I can crack it open whenever and it'll just be like, okay. So it's really a great performing bike now. And so huge props to David from Vcyclenut Flash in regards to what he did with his tuning on the ECU. Really appreciate his willingness to help and answer my questions, and just really appreciate him opening up this bike, man. I love it so much, and I love it even more now than I have before, just because there's not that lack of power delivery, or the power delivery is much better now. So yeah, I really enjoy the bike. And like I said, if you guys have similar mods or different type of mods, and you just want to get it Flash to open up the bike, I highly recommend going to David from Vcyclenut Flash, just because, hey, it's, to me, this proves to me that the bike is stable. The way I've ridden it and how far I've ridden it already after I got the Flash done, proves to me that the ECU Flash is stable. The ECU Flash doesn't impact the bike in regards to durability, longevity, and all that, right? The stability of the bike, it doesn't screw around and make your bike unreliable. It just gives you the power that it was supposed to already have. And so again, very much appreciate what he did to the bike, and I am completely loving this bike. It's essentially what others have said, is that it's essentially a brand new bike, and so that part is what I love the most. And so thanks to David, and thanks to you guys for coming along, listening to me ramble, talk about the Flash that I got. And again, if you have not, subscribe, like, share this content, and so that I can do more for you. I can do more content for you. And so again, we'll see you guys here in the next one, man. You guys have a good one. I'm gonna go for a little bit of a ride, have a little bit of fun, go back to work, and do what we do, because life calls, adulthood is here. We'll see you guys. Peace out.